It's that time, ladies and germs. A brand new series is here. Is it original? Not really. I want to shout out my boy Seth Fowler. But what I'm doing today is starting a new series of building an entirely thrifted sneaker collection. All right, so I'm starting with a $35 budget, and I basically want to hit thrifts, find shoes, flip them on the website, thriftedvintage.com, use the proceeds to buy more shoes, flip those until I build up a huge collection of thrifted shoes that are my size, and all the money I'm gonna use to buy the craziest like classic 90s sneakers. All right, so this journey started a couple weeks ago when I was live in the thrift and I discovered these. The beautiful Jordan Chameleon 6s. Now I purchased these for 35 bucks and I flipped them with a quickness on my website. Shout out to homie Nathan Cruz who purchased these shoes, and I flipped them for like 65 bucks. So I'll put the exact money I spent here, what I sold them for, and of course the profit. Now if you guys don't remember me finding these in the thrift, let's just refresh your memory and roll back in the annals of time to when I discovered these bad boys. All right, y'all about to check out. Then behind the counter, they had the Jordan 6 Chameleon. Shout out Houston's very own Chameleonaire. Big swangers and more than 20 inches. Beautiful size 9. The bottoms are crazy. You already know, man. I gotta pick these up. So yeah, now that I made my first sneaker flip with this new series, I'm gonna get to shopping and finding some shoes with the money that I have. So it's like about 30 something bucks, I think, if my calculations are correct. It's around the $30 nether regions of calculus. But without further ado, we're gonna hit these thrifts and see what they got. Let's go. Okay guys, we're in the Salvation Army, and this is stupid good luck that this is how I started the series, was in here, and their sneaker table was full of stuff. Check it out. So when I say sneaker table, this is what I'm talking about. 2 of these portable tables are basically the shoe housing facilities in this Salvation Army, and we got like 4 pairs, okay? They got the KDs, those are all right. Got these little Air Maxes, these are okay. But then I saw these, the Pacific Blue Jordan 14 lows from 2006 for $10. That's one hell of a way to start the day and the series, if you will. Now these definitely do have a little bit of that sole separation, so I am going to need to re-glue these, but I'll show you guys how I do that if I can achieve it in a fortunate way. But again, this is a collection from scratch, and these are size 11 and a half. And I'm not even gonna lie, man, and you guys know I wear size 12 through 14. I can make 11 and a halves happen, you hear me? But one thing about these shoes is the 14 lows just look so fake in my opinion. I don't know why, they just look so weird. They look like a flea market special, but yeah, carbon fiber popping. These are in a beautiful colorway, so why not add them to the cart? And then another shoe that I added to the cart were these little beauties right here, a work of art. The Force Air Too Strong, huh? It's like drip too hard, don't stand too close type of stuff. Drip too hard, don't stand too close. Anyways, man, these released in 1995. They're the David Robinson shoe originally. Now this colorway is not really sought after whatsoever, but these are my size 12. And again, I'm starting a collection from the ground all the way up. So these are looking like an easy customization to really make something that I actually like and that I'll rock with, okay? So these might be an acquisition. We'll see. Holy hell, this person got hit by a car. That's straight facts.
What's that? Facts?
But yeah, the KDs, unfortunately, are like 30. Wait a minute. These dudes have all types of chipping right here. I don't know the exact name of these puppies right here. They look like a mix between like Griffey's and some other shit. They're 30 as well. And then these dudes are actually 20 bucks. So that's a little bit unfortunate, but these just have that classic 90s silhouette because they did release a 9.5. So I think I have to get these. All right, guys, then we're out, man. 2 pairs of shoes for 28 bucks. I don't know, somehow it got rounded down. I think 1 pair might have slightly been on sale. Yeah, the Force 2 Strongs though, unfortunately, do kind of need a re-glue. So I'm gonna see what's going on with those, and I'll probably do a crazy like little slight custom just to enhance their vibe. All right guys, so we're back right now, shoes in hand, and I went to Walmart and I got a bunch of the restoration supplies. I know a lot of people promote brands, even some of my friends have their own sneaker cleaning brands, but I just gotta say, the cheapest way is to go to Walmart, get some Dawn soap, grab a couple brushes, and you even can get shoe cement for like $5, all right? And let me show you guys the nervousness that I have in my spirit with these kicks. So 14s always seem to be some of the hardest shoes to re-glue because of this area right here. And I'm a novice when it comes to re-gluing. So I'm just gonna try my damn best and see what happens. And you guys can join me on this learning process. I'm gonna take y'all through my first ever time with the shoe re-glue. You heard? All right, so you guys can tell that the outsole is coming apart mainly in the toe area, and so are these Pacific Blue little side accessorize. Now before we get into the re-glue, I just had to remove the laces, and I washed them thoroughly with some Dawn dish soap and just a little bit of hand scrub action. I feel like this is the best way to get dirt out of laces, and these do have nice little chrome tips, so I wanted to make sure the original laces were gonna be in these 14s. Now the first step for the re-glue was to remove the outsole, and around the toe area it was super easy because that glue had disintegrated, but the heel surprisingly still had a pretty firm grip. But I pretty much just used brute force and strength to remove that outsole, baby. And look what I was left with, a weird ballerina slipper Jordan 14 low. Okay, so now it was time to prep the outsole, and in order to do that I used some nail polish remover and a cotton swab just to scrub down the entire inner. And what this does is it removes all the glue, that way you have a nice clean surface for the re-glue process. And look at that, guys, as clean as can be. Now what you do on the outsole, you have to do on the upper as well, just to clear off any excess glue and to make sure that when you do add on the new coats, it will adhere to the surface properly. So just rub it down. This does take some time, but prep work is very important. All right, so now's the time to re-glue. And of course I used this weld wood from Walmart, and I gloved up. Now I did this outside because it said you need to be in a well-ventilated area. However, I realized as I kept proceeding that, not that I like to huff glue, but the scent isn't that strong if you do it inside and are masked up. But as you guys can see, I'm starting on the toe area because that's how I saw all the other tutorials do things, so I figured this was the best process. So I just applied some pressure to try and make things adhere, and then I low-key panicked because it was not really staying together. It kept coming loose. So then I just started aggressively taping the whole toe cap region of the shoe in an attempt to clamp things down and hold everything together. But yeah, this was my first time doing this, so I was kind of trash at it. Just like losing your V card, you feel me? For most of us, it was trash. And if you say it wasn't, you're lying to yourself. Or at least your partner is. Facts. Alright, so then I removed the tape after like waiting 30 minutes because I was impatient. I probably should have let it dry even longer, but needless to say, my first gluing attempt was horrible. Look at that. Absolutely horrendous. And I definitely needed to keep at it a little bit. Okay, so day 2 of the re-glue. I applied a bunch of glue all on the bottom of the outsole and on the cleaned areas of the upper, and I tried my hand at it again. But this time I covered the whole bottom area with glue. I wasn't going section by section anymore because I didn't really feel like that was the best way to do it in my opinion, or at least in my limited experience. So I lathered glue all the way on the outsole, and then I started firmly pressing the upper to the outsole in an attempt to have the glue stick. And again, once the glue starts setting, I panic a little bit. It's just real life, okay? I'm telling y'all what to expect if you've never done this. It's high-key horrific, all right? Anyways, yeah, once the tape was all done, I figured I'd take it inside, let it dry, and see what happened. Bruh. Oh my god. I don't know if you guys can really see, but there's clear gappages. Man, fuck! Alright, so this first shoe is an L, a fat L. It's glued on the bottom side, but there's a crack pretty much going throughout the whole bottom part of this outsole. This has been a complete disaster, honestly. This is one of those moments where I'm like, why do I even try, bruh? I'll tell you why you try, young man. Because we don't give up. We don't give up on shoes. We don't give up on ourselves. And there is no quit in us. So I started using the glue and a detailed brush to piece by piece meld these outsoles to the upper of this shoe. There was no excuse. I didn't care how much time it took. I was saving this shoe's life. It would be thrown to the wolves, to the dogs. It would be scrapped in a pile, in a heap of garbage, if it wasn't for me coming through and saving its life. So yes, was it tedious? Of course. Did it take time? Yes. Will I shave off a couple inches of my foot in order to fit a size 11.5 when I wear size 12 through 14? Yes, I will. But ultimately, I think with the glue clamped on by the tape, that I shall prevail and victory will be mine. Now, was it a flawless victory? Definitely not. There was glue all on the outside of the shoe. I was a bit messy with my job, but there's nothing a Q-tip cannot fix. I put on some nice nail polish remover and I scrubbed the outskirts of the outsoles. I got in there nice and deep like. I scraped away the dry glue residue and I left the shoe looking clean and pristine. Then I hit the tip with a nice bit of white paint just to make sure any glue residue was completely covered by a beautiful white veil of paint. Last and not least, my friends, I scrubbed down the entirety of the sneaker to remove any dust bunnies from these flawless silhouettes. I threw in the laces, and then it was time to throw them on feet. And here it is, the Pacific Blue Jordan 14 Lows, as flawless as it gets. These were absolute stunners on toe. I could wiggle, I could waggle, I could backpedal. I truly put these through the ringer and I accidentally left some tape on the bottom, but it's whatever. I didn't need much grip to know that these were solid. They looked great and they came a long way from their $10 upbringing. All right, ladies and germs, we're done with the shoes, with the restoration. They've been wear tested, and without further ado, well, boom. Here are the Jordan Pacific Blue 14 Lows. Oh my goodness, man. These have came a very, very long way from their humble beginnings of basically not even being able to walk in them. You feel me? If you walked in these, they'd be talking to you. Now, I did research the price on these shoes. While they do fit me without an insole, they would be a tight fit with an insole. So I looked on eBay. Of course, I looked at the sales. There were a couple pairs that sold for the best offer. There was one pair that sold for $125, another which sold for a little under $80, and then there was a beat up pair that sold for $51. Now, I'm gonna keep it a stack, man. These are probably like 7 out of 10 condition. They're not factory fresh, they're not perfect. Obviously, they were re-glued, and you can see some glue marks. They're not 100%, but they're still better than the pair that sold for $51, okay? So I'm gonna sell these on my website, Thrift Time Vintage, for 50 bucks. So if someone wants these hand-restored Pacific Blue Jordan 14s, then they are available. Link in description on my website. Now, to put a nice little bow on it, would I recommend anybody re-glue some Air Jordans or any shoe for that matter? Hell to the nah. This was a learning experience. I do feel like I learned a lot. I also feel like I probably will want to re-glue some shoes in the future because I'm stubborn and I'm also stupid, okay? Jesus, I don't know why I invested this much time in this shoe, but hopefully you guys did enjoy the video and will smash a like button on it. I just want to learn something new, and it takes doing something to realize that, hey, if I just went to like 8 stores in the time I spent messing with these dudes, then I would have probably found a ton more amazing sneaker finds. With that being said, man, these would have been kicked to the curb. They would have been thrown out. So yeah, I'm kind of trying to rationalize it in my head, but I did save a pair of Jordans, but I also didn't save myself any time and any headache by any stretch of the imagination. Now, as for my second pair of pickups in this video, yes, the Nike Force Air 2 Strongs. These I'm gonna fully customize, revise, and they only need a tiny touch up of glue on these dudes. At least so I think, man. We're gonna see, but they feel pretty solid and they feel pretty structured. So stay tuned for that. That'll be dropping next or in the near future. But yeah, man. Until next time, live the dream, eat that ice cream. These did come out clean, okay? Let me not be too hard on myself. They came out clean, but I'm locked, I'm loaded, and I'm out. See ya.
Killing these songs, leaving a bloody life I roost to. And I'm in it to win it, so I'm somebody that you should get used to.